Hey everyone, today we are going to be continuing with ratio tables. So we've done scaling forward where we're multiplying. We can get from the first number to the second number in one step by multiplying. And then we did scaling backwards, so where we got from the first number to that second number by dividing. In these examples, we're going to have to go both directions. So we're going to have to simplify our ratio and then scale forward to get to our end result. So this says Joe mows lawns during his summer vacation to earn money. He took 14 hours last week. So there's the top part. To mow 8 lawns. So there's the bottom part. At this rate, how many lawns could he mow in 49 hours? So I'm going to put 14 in the top part of my table and 8 in the bottom part of my table. And then it says, how many lawns could he mow in 49 hours? So I know that's going to go in the top part of my table. But when I look at 14 and 49, there is no way for me to get from 14 straight to 49. So I'm going to put this in the last part of my table. And then you can see here down in the middle, it says simplest form. Right here, this little box says simplest form. What that means is I'm going to divide by the greatest common factor, because that's going to give me the simplest form of my fraction. That's going to allow me to go to that next number. So 14 and 8, the greatest common factor is 2. So I'm going to divide by 2 on both the top and the bottom. So I get 7/4. So if he can mow 8 lawns in 14 hours, he can mow 4 lawns in 7 hours. And now I'm going to ask that question again. Can I get from the number that I have, 7, to 49? So now I can do this multiplication times 7 times 7, and I get 28. So my answer in my bubble here is going to be 28 lawns. So if he could mow 8 lawns in 14 hours, that means he can mow 49 lawns in 28 hours, or 28 lawns in 49 hours. Number 2 is an example that we've seen before, the pounds of dog food and the number of dogs it can feed. So it says at a dog shelter, an 18-pound bag of dog food. So here's my pounds of dog food. Will feed 24 dogs a day. So that's going to be the bottom part of my table. So I'm going to say that this is dogs. So 18 pounds of dog food will feed 24 dogs a day. How many pounds of dog food would you need if you had 16 dogs? So I know that that goes in the bottom part of my table. Excuse me. And I'm going to put it at the end because I cannot go from 24 straight to 16. I'm going to have to stop somewhere in the middle. 18 and 24 have a 6 in common. So I'm going to divide by 6. And I get 3/4. And again, I'm looking for that simplest form. Because if I divide by the greatest common factor and I get it into simplest form, I'm going to be able to get wherever I need to go at the end. So I'm going to here multiply by 4, and I get 12 pounds of dog food. Okay, in these last 2 examples, it has been scaling back and then forward because I cannot get from that first set of numbers to that extra number that they gave me in one step. So I have to simplify to get to a value that does work with that third number. So one more example here. It says on her vacation, Violet exchanged 50 American dollars and received 60 Canadian dollars. So I'm going to put that here. How many Canadian dollars will she receive for 20 American dollars? So here the table is completely blank, so we're going to fill everything in. So I'm going to say American dollars and Canadian dollars. However you want to notate that. And then I've got 50 American dollars 5060 Canadian dollars. And it says, how many Canadian dollars will she receive for 20 American dollars? And again, here I cannot go from 50 straight to 20, so I'm going to have to simplify by something. 50 and 60 both have a 10 in common, so I'm going to divide by 10, and I get 5/6. And then I'm going to multiply by 4. So 6 times 4 is 24 Canadian. Okay, so we did scaling backward or scaling forward first. Then we did just scaling backward, and now we're going backward and then forward because we can't go from that first initial ratio or rate to that third number in one step. So there's got to be a step in between. We're going to go to that simplest form if we can. Okay, we should be able to find greatest common factor and divide. And then we can multiply to get to that next number. So now we're going to practice using all the different kinds of ways of solving these ratio or rate tables. So sometimes you're going to have to just scale forward, sometimes you're just going to scale backward, and sometimes you're going to have to do both.